Hey guys, I'm going to tell you about the website Kerpoof. I don't know if you're watching Kendall's video before mine or after mine, but she explains what the Make a Movie feature did. So I'm going to explain the other buttons to you. First is spell a picture. And this is really good for younger grades. I don't know if I could use it as much in my 5th and 6th grade, but if I did, I would use it this way. I would choose a background, and this one is space. So I do teach that in 5th and 6th grade science, so I would do that. And what the students could do is they could actually come up to your smartboard or come up to your computer or work alone on their own computers and try to spell words that would be found in space. Okay, it needs to pertain to space. So they could either click the word using their mouse, or they could actually, you can probably hear me type, they could start to type it out on their computer. Now when they start to type it out, these pictures will pop up around it. And it is kind of predicting what you are spelling. And when I spell it correctly, you can see that it'll give me arrows of what I could choose to put in my space scene. Okay, so if I were going to type the word galaxy, you can see over here a galaxy starts to pop up. That's actually a spiral galaxy, which is what the Milky Way is. Oh, I spelled it wrong myself. So if I were going to spell it that way and then I missed it and I spelled it that way, the arrows are not going to pop up. So if I tried it again though and spelled it correctly with a Y, I could choose that galaxy and it'll name it, and I can move it around however I want to. So that's good to practice spelling. If I go back, Kendall explained Make a Movie, which is actually my favorite one, and you can go to that YouTube video to watch her explain that. You can make a card. I chose Earth Day because I do talk at the end of school about Earth Day. You can just make a cute little card if you want to. You could drag your clip art over, and you can always make it smaller or bigger. Okay, you could add text to it by dragging that. If you wanted to change the color, there's a little button right here to where you could change it to be a different color. And you could, I guess I have to delete type here. And you could write your own text. Okay, and you can move that anywhere you want to when you have the little pointer sign. And you can just continue to click new text. I do want to show you if there's ever an image, this will be a good one, the truck. Okay, recycling truck. If you wanted it to turn the other way, when you're doing your making it larger and smaller, if you want it to turn the other way, you just flip it around. That was something interesting that I found that you could do. Okay. Always make sure that you save your work at the end. It would be this icon over here. A lot of this is just playing around with it and figuring out the different things that you can do. Next one's Make a Drawing. It's kind of similar. You can, let me say what kind of tools I want to use. Oh, the neatest thing about this is that if you look down here, you'll kind of have the shapes, but they're not so greatly drawn. Okay, that is just wanting to recognize, do you want to do it by freehand or make it really, really straight? If it's set in the middle and I try with my mouse to draw a circle, okay, it's set pretty much in the middle, that means it's going to auto-correct it. Okay, but if I set it down at the end and try to draw a circle, it means that I'm telling it that I want it to look like how I did it. But if I set it at the other end, those shapes snap up, and it's pretty much going to correct any drawing that I do. Most of these tools over here are kind of like Paint on the old computers. You can fill it up and make my better color with the fill button. If you've ever used just the normal paint, you know, that's something that you already know about. This is the normal pen, and I have it on autocorrect. But if you look and push that plus sign right here, you'll see that there are lots of different tools. You have the nail polish, you have the fat marker, and those you can get by earning points. If I click on that, it'll say buy this pen at the Kerpoof store. Now, every time that I do a new activity, make a new movie, make a drawing, add a character to a movie, it gives me points, and that keeps up with it when I create an account. And I can go to the Kerpoof store and actually purchase things as I use it. Next one's make a picture. There you just choose a scene, and this would be just a picture that you could print out. I was trying to think how I could use this with 6th grade science or 5th grade science. And I want to show you that if you click one of these images over here, if you're not seeing images that you like, it will give you more choices if you just kind of click through. And earlier I saw, I think this one, a splash. Yeah, there's a splash. Okay, that one's a splash, and then I could do a different splash over here. Okay, and how I could use this in my classroom is I could print out a picture, or my student could, and they could talk about surface area. We learned that the more surface area you have when you jump into a pool, the bigger the splash is. So for the small splash, I might type little surface area and then drag it where I want it. On the other one, I might say lots of surface area. And you get the idea. You could make this fit in with your subject. You just kind of have to be creative, which is what Kerpoof encourages students to do anyway. It was made by the Walt Disney Company. The last one would probably be my favorite if I were a literature teacher, especially. I still like it. But what you do here is tell a story. And this would be great for introducing plot or setting or characters. What you would do is first I would probably pick a background. And I'd probably pick the moon because I like to stick with my space theme. And it'll be pretty small, so what you would want to do is that hand will grab it and I would move it to the corner and I'd make it big, so I'd take up that whole page. And all you do is click to type and you would start a story. So they could make up, one day the aliens decided to have a party. Okay, and what you'd want to do is click down here for the people. Here it would give me something that pertains to that setting, so it's giving me some aliens to pick from. So I could scroll through here, down here at the bottom, and find different characters. Okay, that's him. He's not excited about the party. This person, this alien, standing on their head about the party. Remember, I can make it bigger, smaller. Okay, on the other side, I could either add another picture. I could maybe fill in the background with a color. I did that by going to the paint can over here. And it works the same way. If I wanted to draw, I would click the pencil and I'd pick a color, probably a light one. And you'll see down here that this squiggly line can say, I want it to look like how I really draw it, like this. That was my circle. Or the next time I draw, if I want it to be straight, I would try to draw that same circle again and it would auto-correct it for me. If I want to add a text, maybe this creature is saying something, I click on the little T for text bubble and then you could type here what he's saying. Maybe that handstand hurt. Okay, so he said ouch. Here you could insert some more props if you wanted to add a prop there. That would be good. Okay, and you kind of get the idea. The more you play with it, the more you'll learn. So I do hope that you try to use Kerpoof and see if it can fit you and where you're at. I know that they do have some lesson plans over here for teachers. If you could click those, it will give you lessons like an artist one, math and science. I thought this one was really good for me to look through. I have seen on here that they even have things for high school math, talking about the Pythagorean theorem. They would draw triangles and figure out the area and things like that. But there's lots of things for you to scroll through, and they have awesome lesson plans. They're really detailed. And I really enjoyed looking at those. Trying to see if there's anything else that I want to show you here. Again, you just need to kind of mess around with it. You can create a teacher account and make classes so that your student work goes straight to you when they do it. And when you sign up, right now I'm logged in, that's why it says log out, and it keeps up with how many coins I have up here. But when you sign up for an account, you do have the option to create a teacher account. So I would definitely encourage you to do that. Hope y'all have a great day.